Ready? Close.
Good. Good, Mike?
Good.
Good.
Mic check. Check mic. Alrighty. It's good to get back out today. Coming off the weekend. Saturday's practice. First day in pads. Some things that just helping guys to understand how we want to practice, what we want it to look like. Trying to take positive steps from 3 to 4. I thought we saw. It was a good opportunity to respond. I thought the offensive came out early today. Did some good things. I thought we had more in us than what we showed early in defense. But I thought they really did a nice job of responding there in the back part of practice, and energy, pursuit. I thought there were some explosive plays that showed up, and really felt it was the impact of the guys up front. Which was good to see, and then just continuing to emphasize that the mindset and the burst to the ball of make sure we had 11 guys, being relentless to try and go impact the ball. And we've been able to create some takeaways with shots on ball, and that's definitely positive to see. And so offensively, we got to continue to reinforce, emphasize. And just get the job done of keeping the ball off the ground. But I thought there was some good moments. There were some explosive plays that showed up on that side as well. Continuing to push the competition. At every position. Guys trying to establish themselves, newcomers. As they're coming into the program. Trying to put themselves in a position to show that they're ready to make an impact. I think James Williams has had a really good last 2 days in pads. I've been really pleased with some of the early strides from Tay Diggs. I thought his physicality, some of the movement things that he's been able to show, really encouraging. With Dante McCray, those guys that have played a good amount of football before, coming in and trying to establish that expectation on the play in play out basis. I thought Darryl looked good today and what he was doing. Amari Williams, really started off primarily more on the defensive side, trying to get that foundation. I think as we talked about before we started spring, and I'm seeing him get better with every rep that he gets, and so excited about what he's been able to do. Really on the offensive side, I think the tight end room's really done a nice job here. Early, obviously there's a lot that gets thrown at that position. There's with just the multiplicity of things that they can do. I've been pleased with Randy coming in. What he's done. Mark Houston, it looks as good as he's been since he's been here. Really, think Landon's working to take a good step here. And a guy that's been really impressive is Chase Lofton. I think in 4 days he shows that he's going to be competing for a great opportunity with what we're doing, and excited about where that can go just as he continues to grow through it. And there's going to be some ups and downs in it all, but really like his mentality and the way that he's working. Andre Otto up front, is a guy that's been here, but you're really seeing the confidence in him. You start to emerge. He's working at center, but we know the versatility of what he can do. But really like what I'm seeing from him. I know we talked about the rest of the guys up front there the other day. So, pleased with where we are. Do have one injury. I think that Edwin Joseph will miss the rest of spring. Nothing that'll keep him, really out of summer. But just unfortunately, he'll be out for the rest of the spring. Just say a small injury, but one that will keep him out for the remainder. So. That opens up a door opportunity. Guys like Ricky Knight, obviously, I like seeing the competition there in the defensive backfield. Shamar Noah has come in and trying to establish himself. I think Kai Bates has had some good moments. Charles Lester's continuing to push. So I'm excited about the group and continue to work away at it.
I know that we talk a lot about the scheme and the formations, but is what the defensive linemen are going to be asked to do any different in terms of reacting or not as much, or is any of that changing for them?
We're going to attack defensively, and whether that's sometimes that's incorporating movement, sometimes it's, being stationary and controlling what you need to control on certain calls. But, we're gonna be multiple in our approach, whether it's 3 down, 4 down, how we utilize, personnel. And I think the versatility of things that our guys are gonna being asked to do, but we're gonna do it with aggressive mindset and an aggressive style approach. And we need those guys, they need to be playmakers in this defense. And that's something that, I'm excited about, the potential I'm seeing, but, obviously a lot of work that we get to continue to do for those guys to just continue to grasp the big picture understanding.
Brendan?
Heard a lot about Cabrillo Rawls the first few days of practice. I know you mentioned him a couple times. Like, what have you seen from him?
I mean, he's done an incredible job, in off season, just physically. His body looks different. I don't know the overall weight gain or what that is, but I mean, he's stronger. He's moving more confidently. He's playing faster. All things that he embodies, playmaker. Just what a playmaker is. If the ball's in the air, he's got great, great natural instincts. But I mean, he gets his hands to the ball, and he had a couple of really nice pass breakups today. He's had a couple interceptions early, but God, I'm excited about. I thought Q had probably his best day, of the 4. Kind of challenged him a little bit just to go take another step, and I thought he showed up well today.
Corey?
You mentioned James Williams, and you like what you've seen these last 2 days. What exactly are you seeing out of him that is even more special these last 2 days than maybe even the first 2 days?
Yeah, I mean, you get pads on it. You get pads on. You get to see the transition of physicality. I mean, he's done a great job in the winter program. Putting on great body weight, strength, size. I mean, you see the player of what he's done in past years. And one of the things that we continue to say challenge, but encourage is just the play in, play out production and the type of player that he can be. I think you feel him embracing that, and the way that he can bend and work his body, and then just the mentality of what he's bringing, I like. And it's still, we want to see that play in and play out first quarter to the fourth quarter, and I think he's one of those guys that embraces that expectation and really trying to push others to match that.
All right. Luke's family name is kind of pretty legendary, I guess, in football. Can you tell just his knowledge of football?
Luke's done a great job coming in and learning, a lot of aspects of this offense in a very short period of time. Obviously played a lot of football, his time at Wake, and but his mentality, the leadership, the work, the strain. I mean, he does embody those characteristics, and I think is a guy that's easily establishing himself as a leader in that group. And he's not afraid to speak what he sees. He's not afraid to challenge himself, which I think that's the mark of a great leader. Is you can go out there, and if you have a play that is not to the best of your liking, you take ownership for where you need to get better, where you need to be able to get things corrected and to go take a positive, but not in doing so still being able to challenge and encourage others. And so he's done a great job of working through that. But I've been pleased with what he showed. Liam?
You mentioned Chase in the opening statement. I think in early signing you called him a home run. What you've seen out of him so far, is this kind of what you expected, or is he exceeding expectations, or kind of right where you want him to be?
Yeah, I mean, high expectations for him, but 4 days, I like it.
Anything else? All right.
I'm just gonna ask, you touched on it briefly the other day about like where you're watching the offense from. Are you able to get around more to the whole team? You've always moved around at practice when we were watching, but like, are you have more freedom during practice?
I mean, I do. I mean, I think there's that's one of the things I've really enjoyed, about this, and say the last couple of months is just the winter program, spring, as we're getting into it, being able to take times to go and sit in with the defense staff, be on the just a little bit more involved in making sure that the standards being hit. And that's something that these coaches are doing a really nice job of trying to, reinforce that, but, I'm glad to be as active as I possibly can with, all positions and helping, reinforce and encourage that.
Corey?
The competition level of practice, whether it's one-on-one, team drills, can you get a sense of the competitive spirit of a team through 4 practices, especially in the spring? Like, number one, do you like what you've seen from that standpoint? Can you get a real sense of what it's gonna be?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can, it's still early in, this team has shown the desire to compete. They've shown, I thought, I was pleased today, I was disappointed there and early with, some of the things I saw defensively. Just, the urgency, maybe in the physicality of getting off blocks there early in practice, and then the challenge was there, the response showed up. That is what, to be able to go and fix something that is maybe not going as good as you wanted to early, and that's something, and it has to be earned and developed. I mean, you can't, every team's gonna go through highs and lows in the course of a game or player, same thing, but, how you're able to take ownership and respond in the course of a practice, a game, a quarter, whatever that might be, and so I do like that. And I've seen the competitive spirit, throughout our tour duty is something we try to challenge. We've challenged that as much as anything. I wanna see guys that are willing to fight and give everything they have to go win, and, so trying to put them in positions to have to rise up and get it done, and so.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, thanks.
All right, we'll have